Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel MLT Lectures. If you are new to this channel, here we discuss everything related to medical laboratory technology course. So don't forget to subscribe the channel. In this video, we are going to discuss about microtomes. Different kinds of microtomes, about the knives and honing and stropping of the knives. Now let's start the video. Microtomy. It means by which the tissue can be sectioned and attached to the surface of a microscope. Microtomes are the precision instruments that are used to cut uniform thin section of the tissue supported in its embedding medium. If you haven't seen the video of tissue processing, go check out in my histopathology playlist. It advances on an object from a predetermined distance, then slide the object to the cutting tool. Usually a steel knife or a blade is used. Then force the object through the knife, then producing a section. Thickness of a section is predetermined distance that is previously set. All the microtomes have three main parts: base, microtome body, knife and its holder, and a block holder. There are various kinds of microtome. Based on mechanism, we can divide or classify microtome into rotatory microtome, which is the most common used microtome in the histopathology lab. Then we have rocking microtome, base sledge microtome, sliding microtome, freezing microtome, vibrating microtome, saw, cryostat, and ultra microtome. First, we will look in detail about rotatory microtome. As I said it earlier, it is the most widely used microtome. It is even called as minute microtome. It is named after the inventor, Professor Minot. The knife is stationary and the block moved is up and down in a vertical plane by a rotatory action of the handle wheel. This is suitable for a paraffin embed section. Advantage of a rotatory microtome. This is ideal for cutting serial sections. It is heavier, so more stable. Heavier knife is used, so less vibration. The cutting end of a knife is adjustable. Ability to cope with harder tissue. It can even cut siloidine embedded section by using a special holder to set the knife obliquely. Manual or electrically driven rotatory microtome are successfully used in cryostat. Disadvantage: it is not suitable for large blocks and hard tissue. In the screen, you can see the picture of microtome, that is rotatory microtome. Next, we will discuss about rocking microtome. It is the oldest type of a microtome. The name has come under the rocking action of the handle. The Cambridge rocking microtome was the most popular microtome. In this microtome, knife is fixed and the block of the tissue moves through an arc to strike a knife. Advantage of a rocking microtome: it can cut section from small block of any type of tissue. The mechanism is simple. The machine literally lasts lifetime. In emergency, it can be adapted for frozen section by freezing the tissue with ethyl chloride spray. Disadvantages of rocking microtome are size of a block that can be cut is limited. The sections are cut in curved plane. This is, however, more of the theoretical than a practical advantage. It is lighter microtome, so it vibrates while cutting. The cutting angle of a knife cannot be adjusted as rotatory microtome. No serial section is possible. Image of a rocking microtome. Now, base sledge microtome. This was originally designed for cutting section of a very large blocks, that is, whole brain. In laboratories where very hard tissues or large blocks are usual, this type of microtome is flavor. It is most commonly used in neuropathology and ophthalmic pathology. Advantages of blaze sledge microtome are it is heavy and stable with no vibration. The angle of a knife is adjustable. The knife used is long, that is 24 cm, hence requires less honing. The knife holding clamps are adjustable and allow the tilt and the angle of the knife to be easily set. Disadvantage of base sledge microtome is it is slower in use. Next we have is sliding microtome. This machine is unusual because in this type of microtome, the knife is moved horizontally against a fixed block. It was developed for maintaining or cutting celadine embedded block of a tissue. It can also be used for paraffin wax embedded tissue. Now, ultra microtomes. These are exclusively used for electron microscope. They are prepared for ultra thin sections. It has been reported that section can be cut as less as thin as 10 nanometers. Knives are usually made up of glass, diamond, or sapphire. The block is brought to the knife edge under a microscopical control, and as each section is cut, it is floated onto the water bath adjacent to the edge. Next we have is freezing microtome. This form of microtome is used for cutting thin to semi-thin section of fresh frozen tissue. Although other microtome can be modified for cutting frozen section, this type will give the best result and used almost universally. The freezing microtome is equipped with a stage upon which tissue can be quickly frozen with either liquid carbon dioxide from a cylinder or a low temperature recirculating coolant. This is the image of a cryostat. Now cryostat. The introduction of a fluorescent antibody staining technique by Kunz, Kretz and Jones in 1941 led to a need for a thin section, that is about 3 to 5 microns of a frozen tissue free of ice crystal defect. So there must be quick frozen at very low temperature. Cryostat is primarily used for cutting section of frozen tissue. Frozen sections were originally produced for histological technique, but later under the demonstrated soluble substance and the diagnosis of urgent biopsy specimens. Specimens are frozen and cut into 4 to 8 μmicron thickness in a cryomicrotome using an anti-rot plate. Now, let us learn about microtome knives. the greatest single factor for making a good section. There are many shapes, sizes, and materials for microtome knives. They were developed to fit certain microtomes and to cope up different degrees of hardness of a tissue and embedding media. They can be made up of a metal or otherwise. For metal, they have standard steel and razor blade. Non-metal include glass knives and diamond knives. The headforce knife is used for rocking microtome with a fixed handle. Larger knives with detachable handle ranging from 8 to 24 cm. 8 cm is used for freezing microtome and 24 cm is used for base sledge microtome. The microtome knife contains of heel and a toe with a handle. Heel. Angle formed by cutting edge and end of the knife nearest to the handle. Toe. Angle from the cutting edge and end of the knife farthest from the handle. These are the different shape of microtome knife: wedge, biconcave, plano concave, and tool edge. Plano concave is used for sledge type of microtome and some are used for rotatory one. Plano concave, they are very concave. They are used for celadine work. Plain wedge, they have good rigidity, used for all type of section cutting for any kind of microtome. Usually used for paraffin section cutting. Biconcave, used for rocking and sledge type of microtome. They are easy to sharpen but less rigid and prone to vibration. Tool edge kind of microtome knife is used for hard tissue. Now, after knowing the types of microtome knives, we should also know the angles. There are two special kind of angle in microtome: bevel angle or a facet angle, and another one is clearance angle or a wedge angle. First, bevel angle. The bevel angle is between the two facets that forms the cutting edge. It should be usually between 27 to 32 degree. Smaller the bevel angle, sharper is the knife. However, too small bevel angle permits elastic deterioration of the edge. Now, clearance angle or the wedge angle. The standard wedge angle is 15 degree. High rake angle and low clearance angle gives less compression to the tissue block and produce a smooth plastic flow type during sectioning. High rake angles suitable for soft tissue and need to be reduced for harder tissues. Now, sharpening of the microtome knife. It can be done by manual or a automatic method. There are two steps for sharpening of microtome knives: honing and stropping. Microtomes knives are sharpened against a special stone known as horn. Honing refers to the grinding the cutting surface of a knife onto a hard abrasive surface to sharpen the knife. There are many kinds of horns. Some of them are Belgian black vein, Arkansas axolite. Mostly used horn is Arkansas or Belgian black vein. Other are carborundum plate glass. This is how honing process is done. Now method how the honing process is done for the sharpening of microtome knife. The horn is placed on the non-skid surface or a non-slippery surface. A damp cloth may be used to prevent the movement of a horn. Light lubricating oil or a soap water is used for lubrication. The knife complete with the handle and back slit is laid on the horn with the cutting surface facing away from the operator and the heel thoroughly or roughly at the center of the nearest end of the horn. The knife held between the thumb and the forefinger, and the thumb on the back and the forefinger on the front surface. Then the knife is pushed diagonally from heel to toe to the other end of the horn. Then it is drawn over on its back and moved across the horn until the heel is in the center with the cutting edge leading. Here we can see the honing process. After honing, stropping is done for a polishing of a microtome knife. It may be flexible or rigid. Before use and regularly, strop must be oiled and dressed with fine carborundum powder. The rigid type is a single leather strop stretched over a wooden frame. Method to do stropping. Knife is laid on the near end of the strop with cutting edge towards the operator. Knife is held with the forefinger and thumb. Here the action is exact opposite to that of honing. Knife is laid on the near end of the strop. Cutting edge is towards the operator. In honing, the cutting edge was just opposite to the operator. Then toe roughly into the center of the strop. Knife is then pushed to the other end of the strop from toe to heel. Then drawn across the strop and toe is brought to the center. Bring back knife to the end of the strop. This is the strop. Thank you. Hope you like the content. Please like, share and subscribe the channel.